Hey everyone, how are you guys? So sorry I'm late. I was editing as usual. I needed to find a good spot to stop, or else I was gonna lose my train of thought. So hope you guys don't mind, but we'll spend a few minutes just finishing my decaf coffee here, and then we'll just get to our practice session. So, how's everyone doing? Hello, Pauline, Jem, Deanna, Nicholas, Diane, Libu, hello, Saturday Night, and Denise. How are you guys? You just had your first Canadian order yesterday. Yes, of the CAM.VOYAGE flute swab. Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy to hear that. It is really, really nice. I think the only thing I've noticed is that after putting it through the wash, the edges kind of have been crinkling inward, but I think you just need to iron it if you really want it to be straight. Because we have placemats that work kind of like this too, where the placemats look 1,000 times better if we iron it, but we're lazy and we don't. And besides, you're just going to crinkle it anyway when you when you swab your flute. So Brendan, hello, and Linny, hello. Yeah, it's because of the fabric characteristics, exactly. So if you wanted it to be really flat, you can iron it, but why? Because you're just going to like smash it up your flute anyway, so it's all good. Hello, Greg, and welcome to the stream. Hello. Oh, I will say from here on out, please do not give your location. That is one of my chat rules. It's really just to keep you guys safe. Yeah, but please do not give your exact location like that. That internet safety. Okay, I just so from here on out, please don't do that. Yes, I have heard of Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull. Absolutely. Good, excellent. So unfortunately, it's here on the screen here. I'm so sorry, I can't really do anything about that. So you just ordered a Woodify for your alto flute. Ooh, fun! Excellent. Yeah, guys, talk. Can you get this to go away? Guys, talk. Hey, Michael, how are you? This is the only time that I'm gonna get you guys to talk so that it goes away. Or I think what I can do, okay, I can try. Yeah, guys, just spam it. Yeah, make it go away. We're almost there. Come on, you guys can do it more. Do it more. Do it more. There, it's gone. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Yes, flute, blah, blah, blah. Excellent. Very good. Oh, is this what it's called? Lettucing? Is that what it's called when it crinkles like that? That's hilarious. I did not know that that's what it was called. Okay, thank you all so much for helping us protect people's privacy. Good. Okay. Wonderful, Michael. That sounds super fun. Serge fabric does that. I guess, yeah, you're right. This is serged, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. So, I made my coffee slightly differently today. I normally don't, what's the word? Like, crave this, but I craved a slightly sweeter coffee today. So I put sweetened soy milk in this, and it is so good. I think I've, like, related it to John because this is how John likes his coffee. He actually likes it with a little bit of sugar too. And I was just like, I don't know. I think I'm just feeling really sentimental today. I saw John off. He went off to work. And then I was just like, I want something that reminds me of John. He's coming home very normal work day. He's gonna come home at about 6-ish, something like that. Like, does this make me clingy? I don't know if this makes me clingy. Sometimes you just feel clingy, okay? Sometimes it just happens. Your prototype is way curlier than this? Interesting. Yo, would you ever consider, did you keep your prototypes? Because if you kept your prototypes, if you're comfortable and if it like kind of works for your, guys, I curled this way too much. I need to curl it out again. It's hurting me. There we go. If you're comfortable with it, I think that might be a really fun behind the scenes video. Like if you ever decided to make a video about your prototypes, that'd be so cool. Noelle, hello. Oh, I'm so glad that you're enjoying my review videos with the drawings with the air spinning. They're helping you. That's great. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm actually editing that review right now. So it's going to be released in 2 separate videos. So one is for the Haynes 580 and then one is for the Yamaha 462H. I decided that like ultimately in terms of like if people are looking at these videos in the long run, it's better to have them as 2 separate videos so that if people are just typing into Google like, you know, make, model, etc. for a flute and like review, then like mine will pop up and then they won't get like a random other flute that they're not looking for. So yeah, so I'm actually editing that right now, and I am also kind of enjoying the fact that the drawings are sort of built into the footage, so I can just edit the footage without having to draw it, you know, in post. So I'm also enjoying my does that sound narcissistic? But I'm actually also enjoying my own streams, in that it's actually making my editing life a lot easier. Oh, you're like this too, Saturday? Okay, you've been with your husband 13 years. All right. I've been with mine for 10. And yeah, it's just every now and then, sometimes you're just like, I know they went to work, which is a good thing. Okay, they went to work. They're gonna come home. I need to work. So it's not like I would have a lot of time today to pay attention to him either, even if he was at home. Like take yesterday as an example. He worked from home yesterday and I worked from home yesterday. We both worked from, I think it was like 10 to 6. That was our 8-hour workday. And we didn't even see each other for lunch because it just so happened that yesterday, with how our meetings lined up, our lunch was like offset by about half an hour. So he had to finish lunch before I started eating lunch. So we didn't even see each other for lunch. We only saw each other like here and there, like between meetings and stuff and between lessons. But I don't know. Sometimes this is not even how I normally want my coffee. And I'm like craving something that tastes like what John would make. Nicholas, your mom's a seamstress. No wonder she's working on this business with you. Oh. Wow, Pauline. So after watching my Yamaha review, you can get the high C harmonic out now. Fantastic. Even as you could hear in the review, I could only get it out once. Because my mouth is too small. Is too small, man. Like, in doing anything in sort of like in the throat, kind of makes me want to gag. You know, it's just a natural response. It's not gagging as in it's disgusting. It's gagging because of a natural response. You know. Oh, sinus is too stuffed up Saturday. Oh no. When it clears up, you should give it a try. Yeah. You need to get better at listening back to your videos and recordings, Nicholas. I was sort of forced into it because, you know, I do these practice streams, and I like to go back and look at you know, the whatchamacallits, the I like to look at you know, the quality of the stream, you know. And so but while looking at the quality of the stream, I can't help but notice how I play, you know. So I've been sort of forced into listening to myself play, which I think ultimately has really helped me because it gives me something to kind of contemplate between practice sessions. And I'm like, I wonder if I did this. Yeah. It's okay to miss my boo. Okay, thank you. I feel validated. Because part of me is like, I'm sipping this morning and I'm just like, am I crazy? Like, I've been with this man for 10 years. He's literally just going to work. And I miss him. And I wouldn't even be able to pay much attention to him today anyway. Like it's another full work day for me. It's editing, it's this stream. I have a couple of lessons and then more editing. Like I don't actually have a lot of time. And yet here I am. Yes, I am my own boss. It's like listening to your own voice recordings. It's hard for you sometimes, but you're definitely getting better at not deleting the recordings mid-take. You know, it's kind of funny. So here's what I will tell people. I will tell people that like, if you are trying to review your own footage, especially like for your own flute playing, I highly recommend that you just leave it be. Don't look at it for 48 hours. If you look at it 48 hours later, for some reason, you're going to be a lot more objective. Not just forgiving, but just straight up objective. Because I find that within the 48 hours, right after you film something, and then you watch yourself play within those 48 hours, we are so self-critical that it's overboard. It's like subjective in the wrong way, you know? So I like definitely suggest wait 48 hours. Yeah. Yeah, if it's too raw and fresh right afterwards. Exactly. Because I have actually watched my own streams immediately and I'm like super critical. I think I play like garbage. And then like 48 hours later, I like for some reason have to go back to that stream because maybe I'm checking how something went, or maybe I'm grabbing some footage for like another video or something. And I'm like, that's not as bad as I remember it being, you know? So clearly I think something happens like after at least 48 hours. So, you know, random tip for you guys, if you guys are recording yourselves practicing, do not watch or listen to the footage for 48 hours because you will not glean anything like remotely helpful. You will only glean something helpful when you've had some time away from it. Your pianist was like, what are you doing? You listen to the first part of your own recital during the intermission. I agree with your pianist. What are you doing? You should not have listened to it until like 48 hours later. It always sounds worse in our heads. Always sounds worse. There's like, yeah, it's kind of incredible how much worse we twist it in our brains. So personally, I have just found it mentally much more healthy to just leave it, but with the hope that you are allowing yourself to go back to it 48 hours. So it's not like you are completely committing to never looking at it and just trusting. It's like, no, you will go back to it. You can go back to it in 48 hours, right? It's just not now. It's just a delay. It's not a complete no, you know? Yeah. You just scrolled back during intermission. Oh my gosh. Prof said 24 hours and don't touch your flute during that time frame. Hard agree. Hard agree. I would extend it though, the listening to yourself part though, the listening and watching yourself part. Personally, I would extend that out to 48 hours, not just 24. 24, I feel that I'm still in the still somewhat in the hyper self-critical stage. 48 hours, like I feel like I'm completely out of it by then. But then again, you guys might want to just kind of like feel that out for yourself, because like I would say not everyone works exactly the same way, but I found that 48 hours is a pretty good like happy starting point for you to figure out like, you know, am I far enough removed from the event now that I can look back at it a little bit more objectively. Yeah. Mm. Michael, I need to ask you to stay on topic, please. Thank you. Oh no, she can't follow her own advice. It's okay. I'm guilty of that too, man. I'm guilty of that too. Yo, we're all guilty of that, okay? Like it's a thing. It's a thing. Okay. I think I need to rinse my mouth just a hair more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I know that feeling. Oh, that's so funny. Okay. Let's take our flute out. Hey, Victor, how are you? So we need to focus a little bit more on like getting my embouchure back today. I did at least think about it while I was teaching my lessons yesterday afternoon after the stream. So I hope that is helpful, because we don't want another repeat of post Woodify where I completely messed up my embouchure for a week. So I feel like if I'm more like conscious of it, that I can get my tone back much more easily and much faster. So that is the hope right now. We'll see how today goes. I did demo for students yesterday afternoon, so hopefully, like I felt like my tone was pretty great and okay yesterday. So I was just kind of keeping in mind like what the Haynes and the Yamaha wanted me to do versus what I want to do, and I needed to be very consciously be able to come back to what I want to do. Oh, I should probably change my ring. Did you enjoy seeing the eclipse? That's fantastic. You guys can hear me rinse out my mouth, right? Because the microphone's literally right here. You've been doing like 20 minutes of nothing but tone studies. Yeah, that's what I like. I think today I want to just like focus on the tone aspect throughout everything I practice. So here we go. Let's do this. Okay, let's see how things go. I will pop in an earplug though, because I do know how my flute sounds and how it should sound. So I can pop in an earplug so I can screech out those high notes. Do I have a silicone ring? I do. I do. I finally bought a bunch of them. And this is the one that I feel looks the most married. So I'm like, okay, I'll use this one as my silicone ring. All right. There we go. Okay. Start the timer. not bad. I think playing a lot on the Haynes yesterday actually helped me open up the top part of my mouth, which is fantastic for getting my high notes out. But I'm still maintaining a pretty good flexibility to be able to play things low and forward. So as you can hear, though, there's still a bit of cracking because there's a little bit of like unsteadiness after yesterday, but it's only unsteadiness. It's not like I can't find it, which was what happened to me post What If I. So I think this is an improvement. I think this is okay. That high C really just came right out too. So I'm really, really pleased with that. Okay, so that's my thought process on that for now. We're going to move on to De La Sonorite. Here we go. Oh, that is so cute, Noelle. You sent your college student a pack of Eclipse glasses. That he was the hit of the quad. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. How do I adapt to different flutes quickly without getting used to it? Well, I mean, I basically got used to the What If I, so that messed me up for a week. Someone asked a similar question yesterday, which was like, do you feel resistances in your mouth? And is that how you adapt to a flute? And I think that is probably the best description of how it feels for me. Like, I will try to spin the air in what I think. Like, I'll have a starting point at least, just so that I can get some data going. So I will spin the air where I think it needs to, and sometimes it just doesn't come out. It'll like disappear. There's like a lot of resistance. You can feel that the flute is not responding to you. So you just kind of move that, like where you're resonating the air in your mouth, you move it to different spots. And so you generally speaking, what happens on most flutes is some version of low and forward for low notes and high and back for high notes. So it's usually some form of like a diagonal movement in the mouth. So I move according to that, you know, and I kind of like try different spots until there's one spot that pops and the flute just responds. And then that is a good starting point, right? So, and then I try all the harmonics because that kind of shows you, generally speaking, how that flute likes to play. And I do the same thing for every harmonic. That's why you'll hear me like repeating some harmonics too, because I might not be very happy with how it's resonating. So I'm trying a different spot in my mouth. That's kind of how it works. Yeah. So you don't approach it the same way you approach your flute, right? No, this is why I kind of give like I used to, because my flute was my starting point. But now that I've tried a lot of flutes, I have a like loose idea of how different flutes like to play. So that's why I start with my assumption. So I tell you guys my assumption so that you guys know where my starting point is. And then I go from there. So Jorge, hello. How are you? Welcome. Yeah. So I would say that the resistance thing in the mouth is definitely what it's probably the closest approximation of how I feel when I'm adapting to a flute. So anyway, we're going to do Mois de la Sonorite interval leap exercises. Number 29 is bass note of low D sharp. And we are slurring from the changing notes, I believe, to this low D sharp. So every other note in my range. Okay, let's go.
Okay, I had a slight tendency of overblowing the low D sharp. So I think by the third or fourth time I was hitting the low D sharp, I was like, just pretend it's a whistle tone. And then I wasn't blowing as hard and it actually came out louder. The other thing that I was doing as well was as I'm going higher, making sure that I stick out my lower lip more. This moves the aperture between your lips closer to the opposite edge of the lip hole so that the opposite edge of the lip hole catches a naturally higher air speed coming out of you, which means that you don't have to blow as hard. But at the same time, I was making sure that I was resonating really high so that the sound just pops. So that all worked out really nicely. I really didn't have to blow that hard at all on those high notes, because that's another thing that I figured out late in the week last week, which was that that high F7 at the end of the Ibert, I am actually blowing way too hard. I almost want to say it feels like I'm blowing 2 times as hard as I actually need to. So I don't actually have to blow that hard anymore. So I'm, you know, applying that here in this particular exercise. So, okay, that worked out pretty great. So we are going to do the next articulation, which is, the fourth articulation is everything as written, all slurred. Yeah. I'm glad you also enjoy these, Jorge. Yeah, I personally think they're really fun. I remember a time a long time ago when I didn't think that exercises like this were fun, but now it really feels like I'm like, I think it's because I know what I'm doing now. So it is a lot more fun. Like it's almost like a video game where you're like trying to get the right moves down, you know, it feels good. So anyway, let's do this as written out, all slurred. A little bit of slipping off of the keys on those lowest notes. So I had to just kind of adjust it a little. But okay, that's working out really well. The mouth is feeling nice and loose, very flexible, not blowing that hard at all. That's getting better. It can still get even better, but I like what happened there. I will accept that. That is better than what I've been able to do before. So happy with that. Okay, there we go. Have a wonderful band practice, Jorge. Okay, gonna be another issue doing this on the flute. aight. It's aight. We're gonna leave that. Okay, 432 extras. 432? No, 480 exercises. We are doing 432. Okay. Was it good? I didn't feel like it was good. This is the self-critical thing happening. I can feel where I can improve. Let's put it that way. So last time I was noting that I was actually pushing too hard. So at least this time I didn't push as hard. But there's still a little bit of closing. There's still a little bit of like the initial like getting myself to push while inhaling is also kind of hard to like convince my body to do. So there's still a little bit of kind of getting over that right now. But I know that it just takes time, that I have to just keep doing it until I can basically teach my body that it doesn't have to freak out when I do that. And that takes a long time. Yeah. Fibonacci, hello, how are you? Fibonacci 122. You have to work on circular breathing. It's so tough, like moving your arms in different directions messes with your brain. Yes, that's exactly how it feels to me. That is exactly, you hit it right on the head. That's why it's so hard for me to like convince myself to do the inhale. Like I sit on the note for a little bit and like gearing up to do it. It's okay. It'll come with time. You just like, part of it is really that you just have to teach your brain that it's not going to, you're not going to die from doing it. Because part of it is like slight fight or flight mentality right now. So I just have to kind of like, you know, just keep teaching my body that like, hey, everything's fine. You're okay. You know, you're primarily a violist. Oh, it's like trying to change bows without a sound in between. Yes, yes, that's a great way of putting it. Yes, 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 yes. All right, enjoy. Have a wonderful rehearsal. Ooh, doing a Lieberman. Fantastic. Yeah, have fun. Thank you so much for dropping by and just like, you know, keeping us company. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to keep going here. A little bit of cracking, so I want to do that one again. Hey, you were able to follow on your flute. Yay! Look at us practicing together. Okay, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to find that A and then do that part again. Okay, so if I think of the placement of that A on the A, it's too late. I have to think of it at the very least on the note before, and then it will get there in time. Okay. One more for fun. Okay, I will take my water after this one. Okay, I think it's getting back up to the high D. Okay. Okay, we got the last one right, so we'll take that. Yeah, the Moise 480 are particularly interesting because he gets you to do an exercise based on a different note. Well, for me, it's every day, but if you do it as he prescribes, he actually gets you to do one exercise on a different bass note every single day. So it's 12 huge exercises per day. I have tried doing that, but it takes approximately, at least for me, it takes me approximately 45 minutes to get through everything. But I don't really have that kind of time. As you can see from my practice checklist, I'm cramming all of this in 1 hour. So if 45 minutes of that was just Moise exercises, I'd only have 15 minutes to do everything else. So I decided it's fine, whatever. I'm just doing this for fun anyway. So I'm going to do just one at a time. And it's been really helping. I have, Greg. Thank you. And thank you for popping back in the chat again. Okay. I'm going to swab and keep going. Okay. We'll do the next chord. So the next chord is a B minor 7 chord. Okay, let's do this. kind of smooth that out a little bit more. All right, keep going. Okay, so I found what happened, what really worked there was keeping everything riding really high in the mouth, because I think I still want everything to ride really low. So keeping the lip out and keeping everything riding really high, that's definitely working there. All right, just for fun, we'll do the one that goes to high D. Yeah, that really works. Okay, swab again. Michael, I appreciate it. Thank you. um, I appreciate you guys following my rules. I do want to put that out there, that most of the rules are really there to keep you guys safe, but it is also to keep conversation flowing at a natural pace, and also you know, just to kind of like make room for people to join in the conversation, because I feel that if there are too many interruptions or too many changes of topics, people can't follow. And, you know, especially if the question is too far removed from what we are currently talking about or from what I'm currently doing, it can really disrupt the flow of the stream. So it's just to create a really good experience for everyone. So I appreciate you guys adhering to the rules. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. All right, yeah, I'm like doing all the things that I just talked about earlier, and they're really working. do that one more time. It's that going back to the high D. Okay, one more time. Oh, I'm not putting one of my fingers down, that's why. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. Swab out again, and then we will do the last one. Okay. Making pretty good progress here. All right. Okay, last one. Brought my lip back too far for 1 second and it cracked low. So I have to make sure that I think in this range, I need to not bring my lip back too much when I'm descending. Not bad. Yeah, so I think in this situation, I need to use middle finger F sharp for that swirly bit up top. So I have to keep in mind to keep everything riding high, because when you guys were hearing it squashed, it's because I was doing it too low in the mouth. But I also have to remember the exact movements my fingers need to do. So one more time. I'm going to take that one. Later, Deanna. Oh, I can't actually do this one. This one I don't actually know high D sharp. Okay, so that was one that was my last one. Okay. So feeling pretty good, because normally these would wind me, but like I'm feeling like I just got a good workout in, not necessarily that I feel particularly winded or tired. Feels good. Feels good. I think I'm playing more and more with more efficiency. I think I can probably, stand to play even more efficiently, but that will come with time. We are working on it, so I'm really happy about that. So we are going to move on to the next one, which I believe is 85. Yes, 85 is the next one. Okay. 80. Not right now, but for next time. Okay, so we'll save that. Okay, and then now we are going to we're first going to drill with compression exercises. Q56 in the Ibert recapitulation, that is. So let's just get on with it. Okay, just applying what I was doing in the exercises, thinking of the high A flat before it comes, definitely helps smooth that out as well. So that is feeling pretty good. I cannot recall if we're going forwards or backwards. So we're just going to go forwards. So starting from Q61 now, same idea. We're just going to do some compression exercises, and then we are going to do it as written a couple of times. can feel it. I need a drink of water. Okay. And then play it as written. Okay, pretty darn smooth, but I think I wanted to do it slightly more light-handed. I'm a little heavy-handed with my fingering. Nearly. Yeah, I just need to keep those resonating higher in my mouth and then they pop. So, okay, we'll move on. Yeah, sitting high for those high notes is really, really helping. Like I don't have to blow as hard too, which I still have to remind myself of that. Okay, as written. That's honestly feeling really good, so I'm going to keep going. overblowing the A flat. Hydro, hello, welcome. Hello, Shane. Welcome. How are you doing? We are just drilling our way through the recap. It's feeling better and better. Yeah, I'm very pleased that I maintained my tone after yesterday's review. I can really feel that it's working. Probably the only thing is my high notes just don't really want to sit high in my mouth, so I have to keep kind of manually reminding myself to keep resonating all of my high notes really high in the mouth. Okay, we do it as written. That is working very well. I am very pleased. Okay, on to the next section. Yeah, I was like, don't blow so hard, and then it came out. Also, I forgot to do the compression exercise at the end there, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. One more time as written without the compression exercises. I feel like I forgot to do the compression exercise at the end again. So we'll do that too. Okay. Making good time. Some spots that I want to do over a little bit, just a little bit of woodshedding. All right, we'll continue working those out a little bit more. Victor, thank you so much for the sweet words. I appreciate you guys being so kind. Thank you. Okay, we'll spend the last few minutes on Rapid as Wildfires just to, just to have some fun. Okay, here we go. lot of flexibility that has to happen here. Okay. I think that was almost correct. Hi, Jen. How are you? You doing all right? There he is. Almost. Okay. Clearly, I have to still work on some of the memorization, but we're out of time for now. You're great. I'm so glad you're here. Is your daughter loving the Genshin? Yeah, this particular theme is really hard to do on the flute. I mean, I love it, but it is like the fast parts are really hard to do on the flute, and I am living for it. It is so good. Since your daughter is loving the Genshin, I'll stick around and play a few more tunes that I personally really love. So does your daughter play Genshin? There's a few tunes in that like I really love. So I just need the first few notes of this one. This one's from the most recent region. Sorry about the mistake. That was for Jade. I'm glad you're loving it. There's a few more tunes that I really love on the flute. So there's this one. That one is really pretty. And then there's Take care, Pauline. Thank you so much for joining. Among other things. I can tell I'm getting tired. I should probably stop. But I just wanted to stick around and play a few more tunes for Jade. Especially because you're actively playing Genshin right now. Please tell me you're doing the cat petting event. Please tell me you're doing the cat petting event. It is so cute. I can't believe they actually made a mini game in Genshin where you can actually pet cats. So Right now there's a little bit of downtime in Genshin because we're kind of in between large stories. So, we're waiting for the next big patch where like, um, you know, uh, waiting for new characters and stuff like that. Yeah, she's doing the cat petting event. Yes. 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 My husband and I just started that event yesterday. So we finished playing with the first cat. So I believe the second cat is unlocked for today. So yes, yes, it's a great time. It's a really great time. And just seriously the like dang, the music in Genshin is just it's so so good. Like I you can hear from all of the tunes that I just did. And that's only like a tiny bit of it. Just a tiny bit of how gorgeous this music is. And the boss music, like all of the boss music is so so good. Um just it's everything. It is absolutely everything. There's even like in Nouvelette's office because he's a super old dude. So his office has music that is takes completely after Baroque style music. So it's Baroque style chamber music, and that's part of what makes it like when you enter his office, the Palais Marmonia. When you enter his office, like immediately that like the harpsichord with like the chamber ensemble, like violin strings, basically. Because I think there's cembalo in there too. But like that's what makes his office sound very stately and old, because like right outside his office is like kind of like, especially if it's nighttime, is sort of like smooth jazz, very like Parisian, but then the moment you enter his office, it's like this old Baroque style music. And it's just like, oh, I love Baroque music. So I remember the first time I walked into Nouvelette's office, I was just like, oh my God. Oh, the music is just, it's so good. It's so, so good. Yeah, yeah, she agrees. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, the music it's so good. The Sumeru had probably, in my opinion, the most egregious amount of flute in the soundtrack. Just the most egregious amount. Like even the one of the main battle themes is like totally this flute just going at it, and I'm just like, oh, I remember like when I first stepped into Sumeru, I was like tearing up from just how beautiful the music is. Like that last one that I played, you just hear that walking around. Like you just walking around and that's the gorgeous flute solo that you hear. It's not on a Western flute. It's on I believe it's on an Indian flute of some sort. But it is just like, it's so good. Like it's so so good. Also, I should probably move to this screen. There we go. She's singing the part. Yeah. It's just it's so so good. And like oh, see, this is why I keep trying to like spread the gospel of of Genshin music. There's another we also, my husband and I play the sister game too, Honkai Star Rail. And Honkai Star Rail has amazing music too. It's a different vibe because Genshin is more kind of high fantasy, whereas Star Rail is more sci-fi. It's like sci-fi fantasy. And so the music that you get in Honkai Star Rail is a little bit more on the like, I guess more like modern kind of vibe. And it's also fantastic. I just don't really play Star Rail on stream. I have played through the Fontaine Quest on stream. So Jen, if you wanted to get Jade to look through my old streams, I streamed it back in if you go to the live tab in my YouTube channel, if you go scroll back far enough, you'll see my entire playthrough of Fontaine. I decided to put that up because I was so sad that I did not record my reaction going into Sumeru. So I was like, I don't care that like not a lot of people are going to be very interested in watching me react to Fontaine. I want to have recorded like my reaction going into Fontaine. So it was, so I have streamed myself playing Genshin, but the reason why I don't stream Star Rail is actually partially because the themes in Star Rail are a lot more grown up, and they go more dark and more profound, more messed up. There's like, if you thought Genshin was already messed up with the politics, like Star Rail is even worse. So there's definitely more adult, or not adult, but like more mature themes. It's darker. It's the whatchamacallit, like the types of themes that they explore are a lot more like, it's for, if you're an adult, you would get it. You know, they really look into a lot of very they explore a lot of concepts that are very dark, but they're real. You know, they happen in real life. And I really appreciate that. But I don't play that on stream because I'm pretty hyper aware that a lot of people who watch my streams are minors, and a lot of young minors. So I do know that Star Rail has a lot of teenage players on there. You know, like a lot of the fan base is teenage, but like a lot of the themes are actually very profound and very dark. So yeah, she agrees. Yeah, Star Rail is a lot more serious. It's Star Rail is interesting because it takes itself less seriously, but it explores more serious concepts than Genshin does. So like the writing in Star Rail is top notch. The dialogue writing, the story writing is top notch. Arguably even better than Genshin. But I'm kind of invested in the Genshin story now, so I want to know what happens. So we're still playing. And also I love the characters too. But yeah, Star Rail is definitely like very pretty dark and pretty profound. But at the same time, it doesn't take itself very seriously. So you get a lot of like very self-deprecating jokes. And stuff like that. The game is very self-aware too. Like Star Rail is much more self-aware than Genshin is. Genshin has become more self-aware as the years have gone by. Definitely in the beginning, you can tell that they were trying to really make this like very kind of like high fantasy feel. But now I almost feel like they're starting to dig into more of that like feeling of like self-awareness. Yeah. Genshin characters are next level. Yes, exactly. I feel like Genshin characters are a little bit more, they're almost like more idealistic, in a good way, than Star Rail ones. Star Rail ones are very morally gray. And, you know, Star Rail is not, they're not, what's the word? They're not shy about exploring morally gray characters. Yeah, like the latest character that they were exploring, Aventurine, is an extremely morally gray character, but they go hard exploring his character and how he became what he is now, and how that influences his decisions, how he sees life, how he sees his own life, how he sees, you know, everyone around him. And the voice acting in both games is just, it's really top notch. But yeah, but there you go. That's why like I do play Star Rail very regularly, but I don't show it on camera because I'm just very aware of the very very dark themes that I am personally not very comfortable showing to what I know are a lot of young minors watching my channel. So, but I love it. It's a really great game. Actually, this is another game here. This desk mat is actually official video game merch. So this is from a game called Amori, which is also another very, very dark. I like very dark themes, personally. I know that it might come as a surprise to some people, but I enjoy exploring people. And this is an exploration into a boy. But it has very, very dark themes. So I do not actually recommend that kids play this game. It's a psychological thriller. So psychological horror, that is. It's psychological horror, but it's a fantastic game. Also does not take itself that seriously, but it explores very, very profound, deep, dark themes and concepts. That's the type of thing I love. It's so terrible. My comfort soundtrack, I'm not even joking, is a video game called Death's Door. And it is a Souls-like game that I'm very bad at. So I had to make my husband do all of the boss fights. But I love the music. The music is amazing. Again, it explores death, the concept of death. But it has this very kind of like amazing, like hopeful kind of I think view of death. And I listened to that on repeat when I was in Italy, like when I was away from John, and I was kind of like whenever I felt lonely and also our grandmothers had just passed away literally weeks before I was in Italy. And so I think my mind was really considering this, the themes of mortality and death. And so that has actually become one of my comfort soundtracks. So if I feel like I need to just bask in something, I will listen to that soundtrack. And it is about death. My goodness. This is me. This is like the other side of Joanna that I think that a lot of people don't realize. John figured this out. He figured this out about me, that I really like, video games and art that really kind of like explore these concepts. So yeah. But yeah. So Jade, thank you so much for having this conversation with me and your mom. In case you wanted to know, my favorite characters in Genshin are Neuvillette and Kazuha, which is the current banner right now, but I have them both triple crowned. They both do a crazy amount of damage, and it is fantastic and really, really fun. I love their personalities. Their personalities, if you mix them together, is my husband. So that's why I like them. I'm kind of a personality type of girl. So yeah, Neuvillette and Kazuha. And then I think in Star Rail, currently my favorite character is Aventurine, just because of the depth of like exploration of his character. Really had like I feel I think had a really profound impact on me. So it's great. Having darkness is important too. That is true. You cannot have the light without the dark. So she loves Kazuha. There you go. He's such a sweet boy. Sweet boy, but with, like the conviction of like the crazy backbone and conviction of like, of God, Neuvillette is very much the same, very sensitive, very, very soft, but also has really deep conviction. I like people like that. John is like that. So I married someone like that was a combo of those two. So it's not, they are the only two characters that I have triple crowned. Xiaoming, I was a Xiaoming for a while. Because Xiao is actually also a very sensitive boy. And his Chinese voicing, I think, is a little bit more accurate to the character. The English one is fantastic as well, but I would say that the Chinese one he's a little softer. He's a softer boy, and he's fantastic. Yeah. I still don't have a primordial jade wing spear. I don't know how I have somehow avoided that all of these years, because I am a day one player. But yeah, so sad. I have 3 people sharing 1 staff of Homa. It's, it's very sad, but it is what it is. But yeah, my husband likes to joke that I play husbando impact because I basically mostly only pull the guys. They're they're very well written characters, She only has 3 5-stars. All good. Save up for the people that matter. Okay, Kazuha, I'm guessing because you mentioned that he's your favorite, or that you love Kazuha. He's one that very easy to invest in. Like he works with all sorts of team comps and like fantastic. So like, yeah, you know what? Like you don't need many 5-stars. You just need quality 5-stars. Okay, invest in your artifacts. All that stuff. Just like invest where it matters. I cannot believe I'm talking about this on stream, but you know what? Invest where it matters. Oh, it's the same thing on Star Rail. I'm currently pre-farming for Aventurine, so that has been very taxing. Well, not really, because you can auto battle. So anyway, so you have Tainari, Ito, and Xiao. I have them too. I love them. They're all soft boys. I didn't like Ito at first because I thought that he was just a brainless himbo. But then I played his character story quest and I fell in love. That man is such a soft boy. He's such a soft boy, and he's he's still a brainless himbo, but he's a brainless himbo soft boy, and he's so sensitive. All of them are so sensitive. I love Genshin men. Genshin men are fantastic. They're all very sensitive, soft, people. But they're really strong too, strong characters. So, but yeah, I remember at first, like everyone was in love with Ito when he first came out. And then I was just like, he's just like, he just seems to me like a brainless himbo. Like, I don't see what's so like, what's so attractive. But then I did his story quest and I was like, okay, I get it. He's a soft boy. I love this. This is fantastic. All right. I'm so sorry, but I gotta go now because I gotta eat a little bit of a lunch before I teach my next lesson. Thank you so much for having this extended conversation with me. This was super fun. It's really nice to be able to bring this part out because like it feels like when I was in Italy and I ended up mentioning to my students there that that I play Genshin and Star Rail, and then I actually I flipped over to I have a screen on here that has widgets for Genshin and Star Rail that tells you like how much energy you have and stuff. So yeah, right now I've got Nivelette there and Blade here. And so I flipped over to this screen in front of a student and they were just like, is that, because it flipped over to Zhongli. She's like, is that Zhongli? And then so as it turns out, they played too. So it was really fantastic. But yeah, this is reminding me of that and it's making me super happy. So thank you for making my day. You've made my day. Thank you. But yeah, I'll take my leave now. Thank you all so much for joining, for watching. Please take care of yourselves. Stay happy, healthy, and safe to the best of your ability because there is no music without the musician. And with that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Laters, guys. Bye.